Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing very well today. So today I'm finally doing a video that also many of you guys have been requesting because so many of you guys have found me through my thin hair videos, and I feel like I want to first take this small little moment and just say thank you so much for all of your amazing, beautiful, positive comments. I do see all of them. Unfortunately, I don't have time to answer all of your comments, but I see them and they always make my day. Now, some of you guys have been watching some of my more previous videos, and so many of you have been asking, like, Kia, do a hair update video because your hair looks completely different to what it did when obviously I was making those other videos. And you're right, it does look different for a couple of reasons, and I wanted to give you guys this update. If you're new to this channel or if this is the first thin hair video that you are watching, I just want to make it loud and clear. I have naturally very thin hair. I've always had naturally very thin hair, and I feel like YouTube has all these videos about thin hair and how to take care of it and etc., where I just cannot resonate with them because for me they have thick hair. Here are some pictures of when I was a child. I have always had thin hair. I was born pretty much bald, and since then I've been growing up with thin hair. So I think before I go into the kind of steps that I feel like I took in order to definitely get a bit of healthier hair, I also want to talk about what was happening back then when I made those videos. So as some of you know, or maybe many of you know, I do own my own company, Kia-Charlotta. It's now been 3 years, 4 years in the making. So it took us around 1.5 years since the idea to launching the business. So I've been working very hard since then. And the first 2 years of our startup life, I definitely lost it. I feel like I lost any ability to even take care of myself. I've always been a pretty positive person, and I've always been pretty good at keeping up my positivity and seeing the good in things, and maybe even sometimes being in denial of things that were definitely happening and were happening back then as well. Those videos that I made, I believe all of them, I did not style my hair in any way. I was trying a no heat, no poo method, basically, meaning I was not styling my hair with any kind of a hair dryer or straightener or anything like that. And on top of that, I was trying to wash my hair much less because I used to wash my hair basically every single day, and sometimes even 2 times a day if I went to the gym and with shampoo. So I was just trying to kind of reduce those to maybe gain back the health of my hair. And I was doing that for around 2 years for sure. And on top of that, I was also, like I said, in my startup phase. I've never started a company myself or anything, and I'm sure it's no secret that running your own company, no matter what it is, it can be very stressful or is very stressful. And I am very ambitious, I would say, and sometimes I know when I want to get things done, I can get a little bit too into it, forgetting to focus on anything else in life. And at that point, that was social life, that was, healthy eating, that was sports, that was pretty much to the point where I wasn't even caring about what I look like. And even though I don't think anyone should necessarily put too much focus and care too much about what they look like, I am definitely not saying that, but I run a beauty company, so it kind of didn't matter. If I look back at it, I was feeling quite not put together. And at some point I did just tell myself that, hey, you know what, I run a beauty company. It's so important that I give a good impression of myself when we meet some business partners or future partners. And although there's no recipe for what a cute beauty company's owner should look like, I surely didn't feel confident enough that I was representative enough of that, especially as a new player in the business. Okay. And now let's go to the second thing that's really important, is that, like I said, I was under a lot of stress. And obviously when I'm going through a phase, I'm going through a hard phase, for me, that is extremely hard to admit. We were working sometimes, 18 hours a day, sleeping extremely little. I stopped really caring, or not even caring, I just forgot to cook sometimes and make good food. So we ended up ordering in a lot or eating chips or candy and chocolate. It was, if I look back, I was eating so much shit and nothing of nutritional value. When your body is realizing that it's not getting the nutrients that it needs, then the first place you're going to see it in is your hair and your nails and maybe your skin as well. I was sleeping 5 to 6 hours a night trying to convince myself that that's enough. And guys, for the most people in this world, 5 to 6 hours of sleep every night is not enough. Stress is definitely one of the most detrimental things that you can do to your body, and it's always been said that when you experience high levels of stress, that's when your body reacts in its health as well. And that was me for probably 2 to 3 years, even since I would say 2016, so maybe 2 years or so. And it was tough, and obviously my hair also did suffer from that. I'm turning 30 years old this May. You know, I can say that I feel healthier and much better than I've ever felt before, but you know, still, life isn't always all butterflies and daisies or whatever. You know, there are hard times in life, and you just sometimes experience stressful situations, or you forget to nourish your body with water or good nutrition or anything like that. And yeah, it's going to have an effect on your hair or your body or your health. You know, some people experience it in other places, some people will experience it in their hair. And of course, as someone who already has thin hair as it is, it's a little bit more scary and detrimental, yes. And that is going to be the first update that I'm going to tell you guys about, is that as of 2019, the beginning of 2019 was when I told myself to wake up. I am not taking care of my body well enough. Yes, my diet included sometimes some healthy meals, but I was definitely still eating way too much, and probably like 70% of not very nutritionally rich food. I never was really focusing on the nutritional value of my meals, or I tried sometimes, but it turned out to be somehow exhausting for me. And because I do have a very busy life, it always seemed much easier for me to just cook some pasta and put some pesto on it, and that's it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but doing that very often is going to do nothing for you nutritionally. Since 2019, I made the choice to put much more effort and focus on creating and cooking nutritionally rich foods, making a nice green salad with some lentils or some quinoa or beans or anything like that, and some tofu, just really making sure that I'm cooking it myself and getting in as many of the necessary nutrients that I need in my body, okay? And that commitment made a huge difference, because now, instead of every now and then maybe having a healthy smoothie, I was eating a really healthy breakfast, having a nutritionally rich lunch as well, and then also making sure that in the evening I get some good nutrition in me. And that is, in my opinion, probably one of the biggest differences that I made. The next thing, which I have already talked about in a couple of my videos and which I think is quite obvious, is of course that I've changed the style of my hair. So my hair is definitely shorter, so I did decide to cut it, and I am also keeping it at approximately this length. I feel much better with this length. My hair looks much healthier in this length because I'm cutting all the dead ends off, and it's just is much more fun to style. It's just much more fun to have, I don't know, it just seems and feels so much more healthy because I don't have those dead ends, because my hair is just the way it is. When it grows, then it just kind of gets really dry and dead in the end very quickly. And when you have thin hair, that is so noticeable. And on top of keeping my hair short, I do for some videos style my hair like I did today, and it definitely takes more time, but if I take the effort to do that, yeah, my hair might look a little bit more full, you know. And the third thing to do with styling is, of course, like I said, back in 2 years ago, I wasn't straightening my hair. So I do have to say that I went back to straightening my hair pretty much every single day. I also went back to washing my hair pretty much every single day. And say what you want, and it's probably not the most healthy thing. I can admit that. I know that, that it's not the most healthy thing, but I feel so much better. I just feel so much more confident. I feel like my hair simply looks healthier by doing something as unhealthy as straightening it every single day. And that might be crazy, but that is what it feels like to me. And even though I would love to be able to get away from this whole straightening thing, and probably the only way that I'm ever going to do that is if I do it for a long period of time, and we're talking not just the 2 years that I already tried doing it, but for longer. And maybe that would work, but that's a lot of years. And like I said, I run a business, I have to be representative, and I have to feel good. And if I do not feel good, I have a pretty crappy day. So for me, this is me being put together. and I don't care that much anymore. I feel that nonetheless, since then, since I made those first videos, my hair is much healthier and looks much healthier and better. Okay, and the third thing that I did try out, I think it was last year in August, which I have actually been enjoying very much. It's something that my hairdresser suggested to me when I was going to a wedding, for a friend's wedding, and I wanted to be able to style my hair some way, you know, and that's always the big issue that we thin hair girls have, you know. And I've never been like a fan of extensions, especially the ones that you keep in your hair. So I've used hair toppers. I feel like if you're someone who's losing hair, or you know, your hair is very, very thin and you feel very unconfident with that, I do feel like that's a great option for you to try out if you just need a little bit of a confidence boost every now and then. You know, I get that. You know, it's a road to start feeling confident and great with your own thin hair. It's not going to happen overnight, but work on that. And on your bad days, you know, wear a hair topper if you feel like that's going to make you feel better, of course. Or even have extensions, like do what you want, of course. Extensions can be quite tough on the hair, and it can also result to a bit of hair loss, so just be careful there. My hairdresser suggested that I put just 2 pieces of extensions here on the front of my hair, because this is the area where it looks most thin usually, you know, for me as well, and it could help with the styling. So it literally is just 2 tiny pieces of hair extensions. I'll come close in the camera to show you guys that I have one here and one over here, and nobody notices it. Like literally nobody notices it. Nobody, even like people who really know me and see me every day, didn't say anything that I even looked different. Maybe in the camera it has made some kind of a difference. They've actually been quite nice and very easily maintainable. I go like every 2 months to just readjust them, so that, you know, when my hair grows, my extensions come with it, basically, and that's it, you know. And they're very easy to brush. I wash my hair normally, I straighten it, you know, they're very easily manageable. So that was my way too long update video on my hair, but I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, maybe got some great tips, or I don't know, maybe got some positive inspiration, I hope. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. That really helps my channel out, and if there's any other thin-haired girls over there out in the world, it will help them find this video too. Subscribe for my channel if you haven't already. I'm so excited to see you guys in my next video. So until then, you guys, moi moi.